Alright guys, it's time for the Devil May Cry Marathon. And well, Devil May Cry in general is a series my friend Noah wanted me to take a look at a long time ago. He offered to let me borrow his copies of the games, but I just declined. And well, ever since then, I have been meaning to talk about at least one of the games in the series for a while now. And well, I got all the games now, so I decided that it's time to take a look at the whole entire series. And if you're wondering, yeah, this marathon is literally the reason why I haven't been uploading that much. And well, since we're starting with the third game, just like with Skyward Sword, I'll be, well, again, starting with the third game in the series. Mainly because the story to this game kicked off the events of Devil May Cry. I'll be getting into how this game came to be when I get to the first game, or maybe a very secret review that'll come out at the end of this marathon. And well, this is what Devil May Cry's story started out, and well, my review of Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening. Let the records show that I've barely paid attention to this story, to be perfectly honest. To at least summarize it, this is where Dante is trying to start his business of odd jobs. That's mainly just him hunting demons. The reason why it's not up and running is mainly because, well, he doesn't have a name for the business yet. At one point, this dude named Arkham comes into the shop to give Dante an invitation of sorts from his brother, Virgil. And well, after Arkham disappears, for some reason, demons somehow enter the shop and Dante has to fight them off. And when he steps outside, a giant tower comes the fuck out of nowhere. I mean, shit, everyone has their price and Arkham found theirs. I mean, sweet Jesus. And well, Dante goes to the tower to, well, confront his brother. And I've heard of sibling rivalry before, but goddamn, he packs 2 guns and a sword just to fight his brother. I mean, if this was WWE, the match would be thrown away already, but alright. But after entering the tower and defeating this giant dog, this chick storms in on a fucking motorcycle, and this is where it toned out of the story. Well, to be more specific, when Dante started freaking surfing on the rocket that the chick fires at him. This is an 80s action movie. I mean, god damn. Alright. Again, I just barely paid attention to the story. Now, again, just because it's like an 80s action movie does not mean it's a bad thing, mind you. Because, well, it was just decent, to be perfectly honest. The gameplay works great, though I wish this game had the option for tank controls. In almost all areas of this game, you got fixed camera angles, and I don't think that works well for tilt controls. I keep going back and forth between some camera angles, and well, that's mainly because just literally swapping to a different camera angle is a little bit sensitive, and well, your controls keep getting fucked around each time you go to a different angle. I just think having the option would be nice, but Resident Evil and Onimusha 1 and 2 got this literally down pat. I mean, it's not like having full-out sword fighting can't be done with fixed camera angles. I mean, that's why I mentioned Onimusha. But it just would have been nice to at least have the option. In some areas, we do get camera controls, but they are way too sluggish to even be there. Also, I don't know if it's a problem with the HD collection or my controller, but either way, Dante tends to stutter from time to time. If anyone else has this problem, please let me know. I'm starting to think it's just my controller because it's been happening in the first game and in Devil May Cry 4, but either way, I would literally like to know if anyone else had stuttering. And one thing I really don't like, at all mind you, is a limiting amount of weapons that you can carry on you. When I get to Devil May Cry 1, I know I won't have to complain about this, but in this game you can only hold 2 melee weapons and 2 firearms. To me, this is the dumbest thing in my eyes. And to change out your weapons, you need to go to a Goddess of Time statue, or just wait in between missions to swap out weapons. This is a minor issue, mind you, but I just still don't like it. I'd rather have all my weapons ready so I can just easily swap out to them and keep the fight going. Either way, my main setup is always Agni Runda as my main melee weapon, Cerberus as my secondary melee weapon, and for guns, Ebony and Ivory for the main gun setup, and well, Spiral with secondary. The only weapon I never use at all is, well, actually 2 weapons, Nevian and Artemis. After the boss fight with Nevian, she becomes a guitar/scythe. And well, if she was just a scythe, then I probably would use her more. But no, it's just... I don't know, I just don't like, rocking out and summoning bats, because it feels a little too clunky for me. And well, the most wasteful weapons of all is Artemis. It's not a cat, but it's mainly the Mega Buster that only homes onto enemies with no charge time at all. In combination with your melee weapons, you have 6 styles. And well, I really only use one of them. I mainly use the Trickster style, because well, it's really fun to use. You can do quick dashes to move around and well, just teleport in front of enemies to get some good shots in. And hell, if you're having a little problem with platforming, you can dash in the air just so you can get a little further to your destination. Swordmaster, well, that gives you special attacks for melee weapons, and Beowulf is the only one that would really be effective with, only if the recovery time's a little shorter. I thought it would get a hell of a lot more use with Gunslinger because I prefer long-range attacks. Hell no! I barely use that fucking style at all. Royal Guard is more defensive, but in games like this I tend to forget about defense at all, and that's probably why I kept dying into Blade Wolf when I first played Revengeance, but either way, again, I just barely used Royal Guard. For the styles I just mentioned, the more you kill enemies, the more experience you'll build up, and well, you can level them up, and you can unlock more abilities to use. That's why I stated all abilities for Trickster. The other 2 come late in the game, and these 2 styles are just pointless to me. Quicksilver slows down time, and I just personally don't use it, like, at all. And Doppelganger allows Dante to use Shadow Clone Jutsu, and well, that's literally it. Again, I just barely use these styles, and with these 2, these are the only styles that actually use magic. And well, I would rather save for Devil Triggers. What Devil Triggers are is, well, they basically, well, a Super Saiyan state for Dante. He's basically invincible during this time and regenerates health. But be careful, because he may not take damage during these times, but enemies can stop him from regaining health by just a simple attack. And, well, going on the enemies, regular enemies are alright, except for these spider enemies, but the bosses are the biggest offenders with, well, the game not being beginner friendly at all on the normal difficulty. Because a lot of bosses took me about 2 to 4 times to actually beat them. Though only on the first 2 times you fight Virgil, those are actually, well, pretty easily. Though when you fight Virgil for the first 2 times, he's actually a pretty decent boss fight. And well, all fights with Jester are actually, well, kind of fucking easy, to be perfectly honest. Fighting Virgil for the last time as a final boss tends to piss me off. And since I think I'm making some progress, he activates his Devil Triggers and undoes all the fucking work that I made. But nothing pisses me off than when he throws Sparta's sword. And well, this is mainly because when I think I avoided it, the sword says I didn't and deals a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm starting to wish I had O.J. Simpson to help me out and warn me when he's about to using that attack. I mean, goddamn.
O.J. Simpson?
Gonna get cut, bitch.
If you don't get out of town, your husband's trying to kill you.
I knew I couldn't trust your kind.
What the is that supposed to mean?
Real people! I meant real people!
You killer! Die, you killing killer! Take that and that and some of this. Ooh, yeah. Hey, that's what you get when you squeeze the juice.
So when you said, "You gonna get caught, bitch," it was a warning, not a threat?
You got it!
The default control scheme is not ideal. I actually had to change the controls for this game, so if you play this game, I highly recommend having melee attack set to square, gun set to circle, and the style ability set to triangle, and the 360 equivalent to those. As I said before, the Goddess of Time statues and the customize option in between missions allows you to swap weapons. Now, I said my piece on that, but you can also change styles, upgrade guns, gain new combat skills, and, well, buy items. And, well, with items, I really hate the fact that the price goes up each time you buy them. I like to have insurance, because, again, I tend to forget about defensive games like these. Now, I do understand item price going up for Holy Water, because that's an instant kill for enemies, and blue orbs and purple orbs, because blue orbs upgrade your health, and purple orbs will upgrade the Devil Trigger, and I can also see that with yellow orbs, because they revive you if you die. But again, for stuff like Vital Stars, I kind of wish the price didn't go up so I can have insurance. Oh boy. Now, exclusive to the special edition, well, you actually get to control Virgil, but from what I've got out of his campaign, it's just a copy and paste of the main campaign, and well, yeah, that's basically it. Though, if this had more cutscenes from the brief playthrough that I had, what does that mean? Everything will be in reverse and Arkham will use Lady's rocket launcher? That's kind of funny to think about. But in all seriousness, Virgil is more technical in fighting, and that's really about it. He doesn't really use any guns at all, so the graphics of this game actually looks really good, though on the HD collection, FMVs look really freaking pixelated, and it's very distracting and makes FMVs look completely ugly. It's like it's a 240p video playing on full screen on a 4K TV. Ay. And, well, some of these FMVs also look just a teensy bit dark. Well, you know, at least it's not like Rock Bottom where there's
Advanced darkness.
Voice actors do great, though. I swear Virgil's actor is just constantly stoned. I mean, goddamn. I don't think from the listening to his tone of his voice that he gives two shits about the role, because I do hear some emotion, but I somehow hear 420 Blaze It in the background. The music is great and really gets me sucked into the action, and I think that's really why I tend to forget about defense while playing hack and slash games, because these games tend to have really good soundtracks. Alright, so now, taking into account of story, gameplay, graphics, and sound, Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening gets a 9 out of 10. Again, I gave two shits about the story because it was just an 80s action movie. And, well, just like with Skyward Sword, it's really cool to see where the events of the storyline started out. Normal mode tends to be a little bit beginner unfriendly, and, well, I hate the fact that you can only carry two of both weapon types, and I really fucking hate that the item price goes up every single time you buy them. But all in all, I really did have a lot of fun with Devil May Cry 3. And, well, I do think you should pick up this game. And I'm heavily excited to see what the other games have in store. At this point in time, Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening is available on the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 via the Devil May Cry HD Collection.